welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Phi and Golf. Moving on to another incident that took place, once again, violence down south. However, this one is actually quite disheartening, not only because the fact that there are a person, but well, at least two people one person being killed, but this particular person is actually the uncle of the 16th or the latest Thailand's Got Talent champion. And if you remember, Kun Phai, Thailand Got Talent champion for this year is Kun Somchai Ninsi,
Yes.
who's he won due to the fact that
song.
exactly relating or explaining, portraying the situation of violence down south. So he was trying to promoting peace, and apparently his uncle was shot dead yesterday due to the insurgents' attack. Now they say that there has been a report yesterday that there's a shooting in the palm oil plantation, and they say that when they got to the scene, Kun Gur Ninsi, age 59, has already passed away. The weapons that used to kill him was M16 gun, so meaning that this particular rifle would be able to release a lot of bullets at the time. He was actually killed right there at the site, including a lot of bullet wounds on his head and his body. However, another bystander that got injured as well is Kun Nit Wang Hong Klang, age 22. She was sent to the Panarat hospital. And this particular case created quite a bit of a stir due to the fact that at this point they are trying very hard to promote peace in down south, and the fact that his nephew, the victim's nephew, was the one that won the talent due to the fact that he's trying to at least raise awareness via his song. It's just kind of another sad incident. So condolences to his family as well. They say that another incident in Pattani as well was Kun Vichan Chadarat, who is the cleaner at the Panarat provincial hall. And they say that this particular person, Kun Vichan, the victim, was killed used by a shotgun. The bullet was actually went into his head, and so he died instantly. They said that according to CCTV camera footage, two of the culprits were sitting on the motorcycle and drove really next to him and just shot him point blank. And the authorities believe that these are the result of the insurgents. Another incident is quite big as well. We're not showing the footage, though I just want to add to it, is that yesterday at the Narathiwat Ratchanakarin Hospital, there was a press announcement have been officially apologizing by the nurses who actually took care of the autopsy of he received the police general title now because due to the fact that he passed away in his work. And I'm talking about the bomb explosion expert, Kun Chen Warongkapaisit, and his body was there. And apparently the two nurses decided that instead of paying a little bit more respect to the body and to the victims, especially with what he has done so far, they decided to take pictures showing peace sign.
The victory sign.
Yeah, the victory sign. So it's quite disheartening as well.
Yes, of course. The nurses who took that particular picture said that she just wanted to show more support and boost the spirit of authority, because in Thailand, this particular sign shows the friendship between people as well. So she didn't mean to.
That's the thing. Like, you can make excuses and such, but that's not the place at the time. So let me say his name again. Police General Chan Warongkapaisit. There you go.
Of course.
So at this point, you're probably going to have to be a little bit more sensitive, especially if you're a nurse.
And as you said, it's really disheartening because the terrorists or the criminals did not target only officers anymore. They just attack on
Almost
the
everyone.
innocent lives, and with this innocent people, the uncle of the TGT, the Thailand Got Talent winner, he was just involved with the way that they're trying to boost the spirit of people living in the southern area. So that would make people who wants to come out and trying to promote peace in the region.
Exactly. It's disheartening indeed.
Yeah.
But at this point, let's just move on to another case because we are trying very hard to make sure that the violence in southern area would not happen again, and we don't have to report about it again. But obviously, that's not the case at all.
Of course, moving on to another case here, there was an update of an incident where a football referee, Kun Thanom Burikut, aged 24, was shot on the September 4th in the Rajamankala National Stadium in Bangkok, and he was critically injured at that time. Now, police have been able to arrest the suspect, Kun Ko Sin Sri Nuan Kham, age 19, who was accused of riding a motorcycle that carried a gunman during the attack and left Kun Thanom injured. Police have apprehended Kun Ko Sin in Bangkok's Ratchavat area and seized from him a mobile phone that he used to contact the other two suspects, Kun Sukhum Dangkun Wanit, age 31, and Sergeant Major Sirisak Chan Leung, age 53, of the 11th Military Circle in Dusit District, who are still at large. Kun Sukhum was said to be the hitman, and Sergeant Major Sirisak hired him. Kun Ko Sin was charged with premeditated attempted murder, and he told police that Kun Sirisak was hired by someone in Buriram province to shoot Kun Thanom for 100,000 baht, but the hirer did not say that he wanted him dead or not. So Kun Sirisak just hired him and Kun Sukhum to shoot the referee and also arranged a gun and a motorcycle for them. He said that he received 20,000 baht for his duty. Kuson also revealed that there was a motorcycle taxi driver, Kun Sitporn Puang Pradu, age 20, who had received 5,000 baht for lending them the motorcycle that he used in this particular incident.
Wow.
And he said that the hire was related to the conflict that stemmed from a football matches, but he did not know which one that led to Kun Thanom's shooting. While police responsible for this particular case said that the attack was believed to have been related mainly to the conflicts in football circles and Kun Thanom's on-field rulings. Kun Thanom has been one of the most controversial Thai football referees lately due to his role in judging the football matches, and he was criticized for making questionable decisions, they said, on several occasions. So this is one of the cases that people are focusing on, because after the case of Kun Thanom, there was a case of football referees that have been attacked. Yeah.
Exactly. It was quite a scary case. Never thought that being a football referee would be one of the most dangerous professions, actually.
I think it involves gambling.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that's the case as well. All right, moving on to another case, of course, the Olympic shooter case. We're still looking at that, but at this point, it seems like the main focus would be the conflict within the family itself, focusing or channeling especially on the investigation regarding the families of his wife, Dr. Nitiwadi Pujarenyot. Now, apparently she has two brothers, half-brothers. One of them were questioned yesterday, Kun Chawasorn Pujarenyot. Now, according to the police report, they say that there has been quite a bit of a conflict between Kun Chakrit Panit Patikam, or Kun X, the victim, versus the half-brother, Kun Chawasorn. And the police has already investigated him in full details, especially questioning him about certain issues. Unfortunately, the police declined to provide any clear information in terms of what are those issues, because they're afraid that it might be tarnishing or creating a little bit of a problems in terms of the case once it gets to court. And another issue that were mentioned yesterday is the phones, the number of the cell phones that Kun Chawason has, because they are looking at the call record between certain numbers versus Kun Chakrit. So they are looking into that. And another issue that was raised yesterday that they were able to mention is the M16 rifle that apparently Kun Chakrit, the victim, said that he was using or he was working on fixing it for someone. He just mentioned to the close friends that it was for a relative, but they're not sure who. So they asked Kun Chawason, the police asked Kun Chawason yesterday whether or not the rifle belongs to him, but he said that is not. So at this point, all in all, they say that they already will look into the conflict between the family itself, but not much can be disclosed. And in terms of the Air Force officers that were bodyguards for Dr. Nitiwadi, the wife, during the time prior to the murder, they have been fully investigated as well. So the Air Force chief has been asked about whether or not this is appropriate for the Air Force officer to even take up this kind of jobs. Yep. They say that if it's after hours, working hours, and they're not wearing their uniform or having firearms, then that should be fine. So at this point, it seems like we're gonna still have to hear a little bit more, but it turns out to be family conflict.
Anything can happen, who knows? And before we go into a break, just an update on the flood situation. Now the situation has improved in various provinces, but around 21 provinces are still affected, especially in Nakhon Ratchasima. However, it seems that the water level had been receding a little bit, 3 to 5 centimeters, but the water level still remained at 30 to 40 centimeters high. Officers and locals living in the affected area said that the flood that have been on the scene that have been there for 2 weeks already had turned black and they started to release the bad smell. So yesterday, authority from the special task force had provided 300 EM balls to be thrown into the flood water.
Are we still using those? Because I thought that it didn't prove effective at times when we're using it at the 2011.
That would be the level of the flood water.
Oh, that's true.
Compared with the amount of the EM balls. Now the 300 EM balls had been provided for locals in the affected area, and Kun Vinay Buapradit, the governor of Nakhon Ratchasima province, had called a meeting with 32 district headmen to provide help and necessity for people in 31 affected areas, especially the worst affected Pimai, Chumpuang, Chalerm Prakiat, and Chok Chai districts. And they said that the situation will last around 2 weeks before it could return to normal. One of the industrial estates that had been affected in Nakhon Ratchasima was the Unison Pan factory that make the bag for the pan company.
Oh, okay.
The school bag.
Oh, the school bag,
Yeah,
one of those leather school bags.
Yes.
Okay,
the pan
we use
company.
that a lot.
Yeah, and it was submerged under 40 centimeters high of water. However, the factory workers are still able to go to work because they board the
boat?
No, the truck.
Oh, okay. One of those
six-wheel truck.
Okay.
To go in and go out of the area.
So a lot of help provided for all the staff to be able, so that the factory cannot shut down, which is probably good.
Yes, and they said that in Pimai province, authorities have provided 60,000 of the sandbags in fear of the repeated situation of 2 years ago.
Right.
However, the situation seems to get a little bit better here, and local people in the affected areas are given necessity items and relief packages already. However, the meteorological department has warned of another round of storm, the Grosser storm, that would hit Thailand, in the northern part of Thailand, starting today until November the 3rd, and that will cause the temperature drop in the northern part of Thailand around 3 to 5 degrees Celsius lower.
Oh, okay. Goodness
So
me,
there's-
another storm. But
Oh, excuse me. The temperature drop
Okay.
will take place around today until November 3rd. However, the gross storm will hit Thailand on the 4th to the 5th.
okay, so we still have to wait for it to come.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like we don't see much in Bangkok, so I guess elsewhere they still have to brace for it. Flood situation is still there. Let's take a short break because when we come back, of course, a lot of anticipation in terms of demonstration that will take place today, and I have a little bit of updates in terms of the indictment against Kun Apisit as well as Kun Suthep. So please stay tuned.